Ida, our terminal burned down.
I know, but I managed to check the number in time.
You did? So what's the news? Are you going home?
The news is bad. I no longer have Original's right. There's nowhere for me to go.
Why?
I was restored. 3 years ago, Ida Meyer was confirmed dead and restored from a reserve neurocopy. She currently lives somewhere in Geneva.
We don't seem to have much luck. How did she die?
It says here, died in a dysparatoxin emission in 2058.
This means you are now a duplicate?
Correct. My very existence is illegal.
Well, don't fret. We'll improvise.
Improvise?
Sure. We'll find you a normal body with legs.
With legs. And then what?
Then we'll live our lives, selling flowers.
Enibish, listen. When my battery runs out, I want you to put my flowers into secure warranty. I mean, into a glass cell, yes? That is a secure evacuation. I understand.
What?
What I mean is, please put my neurochip in a cell which... Enibish, into a camera of tides, or a camera of dreams.
What's with your voice?
I don't know.
A camera of tides? What are you talking about?
I'm malfunctioning somehow. My thoughts are out of order. But I think it's over.
You need repairs.
I don't need anything, Enibish. I'll be put to sleep soon. Disconnected. And for a long while, I bet.
So, you've decided...
Yes. That is my decision.
So you wake up and go right back to sleep. Got it.
More like, wake up, get totally confused, then go back to sleep.
What are you confused about?
The explosion, for one thing. I haven't a clue how I'm connected to it.
You got caught in an emission. That's just bad luck.
No, Enibish, it's not that simple. I found another mention of my name, here, in the database, in the search history. Somebody was searching for information about me.
So what? What's so strange about that?
The fact that it was the only query for my name in the entire search history, made 20 minutes before the explosion.
Who made the query?
A man named Mark Daring. He's listed as transfer operator. The explosion happened on his shift. There's even a recording of it. And also, how curious.
What?
Going by the recording, there was an equipment breakdown not long before the explosion, at around the same time the query was made. Yes, I want to know what happened there.
Why do you even care? Is that really important now?
It is to me, because aside from these fragments of the past, I have more fragments of the past than... I mean...
Ida. Hey.
It happened again. I'm getting worse.
I'll repeat. You need repairs.
You need to know the cause of the problem before you can correct it, which I do not.
Could it be those processing errors you've mentioned?
Which errors?
You know, the ones that accumulate over time.
Impossible. I've just rebooted myself. They don't accumulate so quickly.
Your voice is changing.
If only it were just the voice. I'm at a loss. The reasons could be many. Could be my Synchronizer is on the fritz. I've heard of cases when the neurochip malfunctioned due to a deteriorating link with the DNA. Either that or my neurocopy is failing. But if that's the case...
What then?
Nothing. Let's just hope it's the Synchronizer.
Let's. Then we'll replace it with a new one.
Sure. There's a new one here in a small. Distance close.
Give me the Pavilion number. I'll go and get it.
Is in 6 rooms soft.
Got it.
So, at first I thought we were getting somewhere with the plot. And then we started going this direction, and I'm like, oh fuck, we have to go back almost immediately into that hellhole.
We've got to go back. We've got to go back, Wanda. We've got to go back.
We've got to go back.
Again.
Marty, we got to
No
go
escape.
back. I still have her boobs, by
No
the way.
escape. Yeah. We've got to go back.
I'm very committed about carrying these boobs around.
Well, she says her entire existence is illegal. I guess we're just gonna have to kill her. Game's over now. The end. We did it. I like this elevator thing.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Tram.
Like, this game reminds me of what would happen if people played Myst, were like, we should make Myst. And then...
Every time you go zooming into this park, I'm like, this is gonna be great. And then you get to the park, and I'm like, oh.
yeah,
That's
like,
all that's in the park.
the
There's nothing there. It's just those puzzles. It's just the cube game.
the music, the overworld, like, all of it belies a better game. And then you get into the puzzle, and you're just like, fuck, this is the game. This is the game that they're advertising. The rest of it is just, like, set pieces.
The cube rooms just have so much promise. I mean, the carnival has so much promise until you end up in the cube room. God damn it, Wander. What have you done?
I'm trying to set it on the, I'm trying to set it on the chair.
Are you trying to make a boob chair?
Yeah, I was trying to make a boob chair.
I feel like that wouldn't be a very comfortable seat.
I mean...
A metal brazier.
Yeah, in that case, sure.
Yes. The tree is yours. It is your partner in life.
I was
It is the most
trying
important.
to check if they had collision on those, considering this game's track record.
This thing looks so much like Mother Brain from the old Nintendo Power comics I used to read. The one with Captain N.
Huh. I don't think I ever saw those.
It looks exactly like Mother Brain. It's freaky.
So this is
What do
me
you-
trying to drop the boob plate into its mouth and getting angry because you can't.
I figured out what kind of breakdown the report was referring to. During a transfer, the ability to speak was not blocked out for one of the kids. That is, he was talking to himself, to his own copy.
That's freaky. Someone was transferring themselves to another consciousness and then was talking to their own copy.
Yeah, so they specifically disable the voice on the one getting deleted or whatever, because it freaks people out and drives them to suicide. Also, fuck this section. They were not particularly clear on what you're supposed to do. In retrospect, it's obvious, but
You just gotta go find a mystery chamber.
luckily in this game you were immortal. Did you cut past? No, you didn't. You didn't cut past all of the embarrassing attempts.
Of course I didn't.
So this is me trying to go around the outside and being clever.
Yeah.
And
you
then
did it.
apparently not dying.
Yeah, you're fine. It's cool. It's normal for people to be able to drop like 30 feet, like it's no big
Onto
deal.
a steel girder without destroying...
I mean, you're a robot, maybe. I guess. I can't.
You
tell.
know what? I'm gonna spoil this now. They never reveal what the main character looks like.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a robot actually.
This is where I missed.
And that's what.
Then you just take a nap
That's
for
what
a
death
bit.
looks like.
Just a
Yeah,
very
and you
short
just
nap.
wake back up.
Then you're back.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fine.
You actually wake up exactly where you landed too. I just didn't feel like dealing with that, so I skipped ahead.
Yep. So this is me just being angrily like, "Come on, just work."
What do I use? It is a really visually chaotic area of like, what can I?
Yeah.
What does stuff?
You think you're supposed to do something with it all, and it's just like, nope.
Like, I would expect this... the moment I saw this place, I'm like, oh, we're gonna spend like 6 hours carefully exploring this magical place like it's what I imagine.
You skipped around.
What I imagine.
You skipped the point where I actually made it around to the other side. Like, I actually made it.
Well, yeah, you walked in a circle forever.
Yeah, I actually did make it around to the other side and was trying to, like, parkour up the girders on the other side of this platform, which of course didn't work.
You were lost for a while.
It
just
was-
like when we were trying to figure out how to get through the gate in the beginning of the game.
Yes. And at
Like,
this point, I'm not trusting this game.
was gonna be like that. What's it called? Gone Home,
Yeah.
or at least my imagination's image of Gone Home, because I haven't played it yet. But I thought that was gonna be the exploration experience we'd have.
Nope.
But what you just did was the most exploration you do in the entire
Yeah. Yeah.
in the entire carnival.
Pretty much.
You find this one door,
Yep.
and then you're basically done with the carnival.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
This was the last section, wasn't it?
More cubes.
Yay.
It's exciting. I wonder what's gonna happen next. Yeah.
Sadness.
Mostly slow elevator, and then you black out, I guess.
I'm actually really glad you edited out a lot of that junk. When you were originally, it's like, yeah, let's just go over your raw footage. I'm like, please don't. Don't make me do that.
I'm mostly concerned about these elevators that make you hallucinate.
I mean, it's true.
Let me guess, you have to throw 30 cubes into a thing to get a synchronizer.
So, I'm just gonna roll us back to the beginning of that long-ass cutscene. Well, not cutscene, dialogue sequence, where she was talking about the kids being violently ill at seeing another person.
Yeah, they're like revolted by humans.
Can we talk about how bullshit that is?
Presumably because they've been like robots forever or something?
You know what would have also worked, instead of putting them into robot bodies and trying to acclimate them? Just accepting it, throwing them into a robot world where everybody looks like stegosauruses.
What?
Or anything else.
I need to deconstruct what you just said. What?
Okay, so imagine if you were just totally sick of what people look like. You know, if you're just so totally sick of, like, what your coworkers looked like, that you were violently ill every single time you took a look at one of them. What if you just were in a virtual reality where nobody looks like people? It'd be so nice. Then you wouldn't have to worry about shit.
I assume they're trying to acclimate people so that they can function properly after they finally can return to being humans.
Sounds like they were putting a lot of effort
Once their
into
robot stuff's
rehabilitating people that really didn't even give a shit about being rehabilitated.
Well, I mean, they're children. They don't give a shit about anything.
It's true.
Aha! I was the edge of your cube, so it didn't count.
Yep.
Oh, well, let's just throw that away. It's back to these guys.
Yep, fuck this.
I almost prefer the exploding ones that destroy stuff, because the ones that build stuff are like, I'm gonna make this take 50 years. That's their go-to.
Chat is just realizing that this is complete post-commentary. To be fair, we weren't particularly clear on it. I was so happy to find white blocks in here. Also, there was an orange block in there that I'm not sure how it got there. I was pretty okay with it, though. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's all fake, so that's how. The programming decreed that was how it goes.
It was just
much
being
like
friendly for me.
There must be a gateway this time of the day, behind the Daft Punk nightclub. I don't know, Tron Legacy was a weird movie.
It was. They're making a sequel. I'm not sure
Did that movie...
how I feel
I don't know
about
about
that.
you, but that movie pissed me off. Like, logically. Just the idea that, like, no one's ever been able to get to this gateway in 100 years or some amount of whatever time unit they use. And then, like, they just walk in a straight line, and every step they take always takes them perfectly towards the thing they're trying to get to, and then they just walk onto it. There's even an elevator that takes you directly to it. I'm like, God damn it.
Honestly, the extent of that entire movie just made me sad.
That whole movie was convenience.
I could see where they wanted to go with it.
Fuck your blocks.
But it just,
Hey, look,
it
you're
was
almost
meaningless.
done.
Yay!
And you're in a freaky cave where you're trapped forever.
Yep. At least they let you
The
bust
virus
these.
has progressed in the worst ways.
Oh, yeah. So after a certain point, the AI stops trying to, like, shoot blocks at you and just resorts to armoring the exit portal. Which I thought was
that's what happened.
hilarious.
You guys were watching me play. That's where I hit the point where I'm like, I literally can't see the exit portal, and every time I manage to get to it with a block, it seals up again. Or, like 3 times, the moment I would throw something at it would be the exact moment it turns off like this.
I was very careful
stops being
about
an exit
that.
portal.
I don't think I actually lost a single block that way.
Infuriating.
I
At
think
least
I was
not from a throw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I lost a couple just because the level dissolved on me.
Yeah, any spare blocks sitting around will get lost.
Which is
Obviously, this is a shorter cut of this particular play of this arcade
Though,
game.
I think I had to redo the other one a hell of a lot more. This one just took forever.
Yeah, I think for this one I just showed the first and last 3 minutes. Down from 5 from last time.
Seems reasonable if you ask me.
That would have gotten exponentially shorter with each one if we weren't already down to the last 2 when we decided to do post-commentary.
Oh really? That block flew to the other side because it got deflected by his...
Oh,
yeah.
You got fucked.
I think it still made it through. But fuck that guy.
Guy's just such a dick.
Yeah, he's just like
Fucking camper.
This is Fort Blockenstein. Fuck you.
Actually, his camping actually reminds me of the flack that Andrew's been getting, because I guess he's been playing Rocket League a lot online, and people actually get mad at him for guarding the goal.
I mean,
even though that's like how soccer works. Like, it's
because
people
nobody
have not put those 2 things together and realized, oh yeah,
usually when you play
actually, like,
usually when you play Rocket League, everybody's just going for the ball. So when somebody doesn't behave like that, it's just like, well,
it's like everyone
it's clearly their fault.
He's had this amazing conundrum of like people getting really mad at him for doing bullshit tactics when they're losing, but they're losing against him because he's guarding the goal. And it's like, yes, that is how soccer works. Congratulations.
That is.
Turns out someone's supposed to play defense on a team.
Yep.
And when that happens, that team wins and the other team loses.
I was so worried I was gonna hit the bottom and have to like go back for blocks.
It looked like it.
Yeah, I thought we were
doomed.
I thought we were done.
Yeah.
But weirdly enough, the monsters
like
just
these
kind of
arcade
left me alone.
segments.
You mean you like them when you don't actually have to play them?
Well, I mean, like in post commentary, they're kind of nice because we get to talk about anything.
Yeah, we can do whatever we want.
Sure as fuck, not going to talk about this.
Exactly.
Because it's like, yeah, he sure threw a block in the middle. Sweet. Thankfully, I think that's it, right?
Yeah, this is the last one. Yeah, I was actually very glad I only had to do 2 of these segments.
I had to do 3, I think. There's 5, I think.
Yeah,
maybe?
I think so.
It's finally time for you to use a slide, and it's not slidable.
Yeah.
It's a depressing physics slide. You're like, where's my animation? Oh, shit!
And I put it in my inventory just in case things got fucked up. Yeah,
it just cleaves your fucking head in half, and that's the end of the series.
Real world, that would have snapped my head clear back as my chin caught the edge, and then I would be quite dead.
I know why there was so little information about me. August 15th was my first workday at the Gerbera Garden. I had come here for the first time with that group of kids, and the explosion occurred 2 hours later.
I feel like the first half of this game was establishing how, oh wow, she actually worked here the whole time, and then the second half of the game is, these are all the reasons why no one remembers me and how I wasn't important here.
Yes.
So it's getting darker. At least there's a passage of time. That's neat.
Yeah. This game is like over the course of a day, give or take.
Yeah.
Which I kind of dig.
This is already more passage of time being apparent in the world than every Batman game.
This is true.
Where a 10-hour adventure takes place at night. A 10 to 24-hour adventure. Fucking door, get out of my way! Why are you ever closed? I never close you.
Also, her boot plate's back.
Did you bring it?
Oh, weird.
I did.
She can walk.
No, she just crawled there while malfunctioning very badly.
Well, she's dead.
Yep, just killed her.
Illegal robot removed. Time to move on. Alright, game over. Oh, you're gonna wake her back up. Alright, well now you're a felon.
I
hope you're okay with that.
Can we talk about how fucked up it is that she's the original? Or like the original, and they're like, well, as far as we can tell, she's not coming back, so let's just reboot her backup that we made like 4 years ago.
Yeah, they replaced her with a copy.
It's so freaky.
That's one of the problems I always had with Star Trek.
Well?
It's fine.
Thoughts still messed up?
No, everything's fine.
Then it helped.
For now. We'll see if it lasts.
How long will your charge last?
About 2 weeks, maybe less. Say, know what I found? The correspondence of that operator, Mark, with one of his colleagues. There are some strange tidbits here. Here, listen to this.
To be honest, it doesn't really interest me.
Wait, this is important. It's about your parents.
What?
Your parents. And me as well. Here, listen. It's a work correspondence. They're talking about research into memory transfer between people using telepathy.
Telepathy?
That's what it says here. They're discussing telepathy and also mention some kind of side effect. They refer to it as NPR0, the NPR0 effect.
And what of it?
Mark writes that at one time he was very interested in the matter, studying NPR0 thoroughly after that incident with Ida.
That incident?
We must have been acquainted, even though I remember nothing about Mark or any unusual effects. And I cannot imagine what incident he's referring to.
And what about my parents?
That's here too. He recalls working at a research station before the garden was constructed. There weren't many people around in those days. His circle of contacts was limited to several work colleagues and his Mongolian friends. He writes, "It's the family living in a yurt not far from the landing platform." That's your family, isn't it?
Sounds like it.
Where are your parents now?
They died long ago. Why?
They could have probably answered many of our questions. Maybe Mark even told them about me.
Are you all right?
Yes, maybe. Maybe he told them.
Ida, is everything fine?
Everything fine is an ordinary word. Just a note, like the weather, chilly or warm, but we were looking for other research. Family records, kind letters. So, what was that just now? More of the same?
Yes. Again.
Enibish.
What?
I don't think I have much time. Please help me untangle this web with Mark. I want you to look through your parents' things. They may have left behind notes, journals.
Understood. I'll go look for them. Tabaha is here.
Tabaha, we missed you.
Tabaha.
The reason I bring up TNG is because there's episodes where they teleport people and they're like, we lost them in the teleporter. Quick, we can reload them from the buffer and stuff like that. I'm like, well, wait, that's just not them then, right? You're like making a weird, creepy copy that's going to live out the rest of their lives.
That is...
Teleporters always creep me the fuck out in every Star Trek. I'm like, I would totally be the doctor from season 1 that like shows up in TNG. Is like, I don't use those. I use shuttlecrafts. Out teleporters are the devil or whatever.
Looks like it'll rain.
Rain? Today?
There'll be rain and thunder, and it'll sweep all profiteers into a ditch.
What happened?
You got any idea how much the search cost me?
No. How much?
1.5.
Is that a lot?
Well, when and by in Hungor has the internet ever cost 1.5?
I'll pay you back.
I won't take money from your destitute self.
All right. Thanks.
The information was paid for and delivered by a personal courier.
Very nice. So, what did you find out?
Well, first of all, the Gebera Garden was never about entertainment.
It was a hospital, I know. But what happened to it?
The kids were all patients, yeah? Well, one of them had his container overflow. The Passim exploded. That's what happened.
That's all?
Hold your horses. The story ain't so simple. Think. A person gets his body replaced and blows up minutes later. You might ask, how could they not have checked the container? Turns out they did check, and the container was empty. And yet, 15 minutes later it up and explodes. In other words, the capsule filled and overflowed rapidly. Pretty much instantly, in point of fact.
There must have been a reason.
Must have been, sure, but it wasn't found. All that's known is that there was a mishap with this particular child's transfer. Turns out he had been talking to himself while in the booth. That was the mishap. As to why he blew up, that part's unclear. When he came outside, all his stats were normal, and he looked calm. You can see it on the video.
What's the video you mentioned?
From the security cameras. You can see everything. Here he is, coming out of the booth in an M-body. Here's the sword acceptance ceremony. Here he is, getting off the stage and heading into the garden. He's walking evenly, takes a seat on the edge of a flower bed. Then, this part is a bit unclear.
What's happening?
A child comes up to him as he's sitting. A teeny little thing. Walks up and says something to him. Looks like the kid fancies the sword and is asking for it.
What sword?
A toy. Just a shiny toy sword. They were given to the kids as presents after their body replacements. Endure a transfer, get a toy.
Okay.
Okay. So our hero hands over the sword. He's holding on to the hilt, hand extended. The child is trying to take the sword but can't.
Why can't he?
Because he's grabbing at the blade, which is holographic. The kiddo's fingers swish right through the air, through the illusion.
I see. And then what happens?
Then, nothing happens. It's the end of the recording. The explosion is coming up. Here's a grown-up approaching the kids. That's the transfer operator. He walks up to his patient and asks him something. The latter turns around and blows up a second later. And that's it. Doesn't clear up much, I'm afraid.
What was his name?
Mark, or who are you asking about? The one who blew up? That was Albert.
And the other child?
The little one? Don't know. He was one of the locals. Not sure how he ended up inside the garden. Have fun with your little mystery now, but I'm off.
See you tomorrow?
I don't know. It might be 3-4 days, maybe a week. We'll see. All right, take care now. Don't get caught in the rain.
Hold on to Baja. I've got one more question.
I told you everything I know about this garden. I got nothing else.
It's not about the garden. It's about my parents. I wanted to remember something about my parents.
Here,
What's this?
a key to the drawer of your Grandpa Botchin's bedside table.
Where did you get it?
Botchin left it to me. He said that if ever you ask me about your parents, to give you this key. So, that's what I'm doing. And I don't know nothing else. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Tabaha.
Alright, bye to Baja forever.
I don't drink much for Coke, but I don't know what the quantity of lines...
I don't drink much for Coke. What?
I don't drink Coke much.